Shooting in Seattle, the man who police believe opened fire in a cafe, then killed a woman in an apparent carjacking, has died. 4 others were killed and a 5th person hurt. Police have not yet discussed a motive.
Well, when a presidential campaign misspells the word America, it leaves critics spellbound, and now Mitt Romney's campaign has done it. Should we say God bless America?
No. God bless America, right? And you're going to want to take a big gulp after you hear this. One large city wants to ban sugary drinks. That means no big sodas, Slurpees, Venti Frappuccinos. What? Yeah, that's all straight ahead. Your Thursday morning starts now. Oh.
Live from across the tri-states, this is KHQA This Morning. It's your news now.
Good morning. Welcome to your Thursday. It is May 31st.
I know.
Where did this month go? I'm Chad.
You're gone.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Hannah McNutt.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes, after she got an extended vacation.
Yeah.
We got 3 days. She got 5. Yeah, your forecast today. Need some rain at your house?
I do.
Your house?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Your house?
everybody does. Yeah. Tried to chill yesterday. Bad idea.
How'd that go?
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, rain already portions like Clark, Scotland. You guys have already seen some scattered showers this morning, and temperatures remain, well, steady pretty much where they are right now. We're talking 59 degrees for your breakfast hour and your lunch hour. A few thunderstorms embedded there as well. Rain continuing on into the nighttime hours. Early tomorrow morning, most of that moisture should clear out.
I'm Melissa Schreiber with a check of your news now at 5:01. The House is expected to vote today on a bill that would make it a federal crime to carry out an abortion based on the fetus's gender. The mostly Republican supporters of the bill say it's a sex discrimination issue. Abortion rights advocates say the bill would further limit a woman's right to choose. Almost a year since the civil unions became law in Illinois, same-sex couples are taking their fight for equality back to the Illinois Capitol. The ACLU and gay rights law firm both filed lawsuits on Wednesday. They say civil unions are not enough, and they want the state to recognize same-sex marriage. 25 couples are listed in these lawsuits. The lawsuits challenge an Illinois law that defines marriage as between a man and a woman. Couples involved in this suit say while civil unions did open up a new door for their relationships, they still don't feel equal.
It's time for us to not have to always be explaining that we're equal and not have to always explain what a civil union is, you know, in schools, in healthcare settings, just to people in the community at large. To have marriage is the only way that we'll have equality.
Critics believe marriage should be reserved for a man and a woman. It could take a few years for these cases to actually make it to trial. The plaintiffs hope the legislature beats them to the punch, though. Governor Quinn has already ousted his support for same-sex marriage. Now, there is a bill in the General Assembly, but it's not expected to get a vote before the legislative session wraps up today. Demonstrators filled up the air in and outside of the Illinois State Capitol yesterday as lawmakers have less than 18 hours at this moment to come up with a pension reform plan. The state's pension plan has been running billions of dollars in the red for years. Now lawmakers are discussing a plan to cut government pensions. Overnight, the House Speaker did decide to drop his proposal to make Illinois schools and colleges pay for retirement costs for their employees. This may clear the way for a plan to cut pension costs by reducing annual cost of living increases for those retirees. Police in Ontario, Canada are looking for a porn actor who's wanted in a gruesome homicide case. Authorities believe Luca Rocco Manotto killed a man whose torso was found in a suitcase in a garbage bin behind Manotto's apartment. Now, the victim's foot was mailed to the Conservative Party headquarters in Ottawa, and a mailed hand was headed for the Liberal Party. 4 women from upstate Illinois are behind bars in Adams County in connection with a rash of forgeries here. Amber Stiles of Rockford, Taisha Bishop, Jacqueline Burns, and Tania Burke, all of Chicago, were arrested on Wednesday. The Adams County Sheriff's Office says the 4 women cashed faulty checks at various banks throughout the county. If you think you've been victimized by these women, contact the Adams County Sheriff's Department. Hannibal firefighters are investigating a possible arson at the old Hannibal shoe factory. Crews arrived at the building just off of Warren Barrett Drive to find a pile of debris on fire in the basement garage of the building. Embers from the ceiling were also falling down when firefighters went inside. The fire was easily put out, but firefighters are investigating since there was no one at the building. It was uninhabited at the time, and there was no electrical service. The building was part of the city's recent flood buyout in that area, the former home of the Hannibal Machine and Welding. A large-scale, controversial hog farm in McDonough County has the green light to begin construction. According to the McDonough County Voice, the Illinois Department of Agriculture has approved plans for the South Morgan Acres. That's a 3,500 hog facility located just north of Blandonsville, just south of the Henderson County line. The county board approved the facility back in January, but it was put on hold until now because the state requested more information. A spike in short sales may be partly to blame for an increase in foreclosures and bank-owned homes in the first 3 months of this year. The foreclosure listing firm Realty Track says that homes sold for less than they were owed on them increased 25% in the first quarter from a year before. Quincy will be the center of Illinois' Main Street program this summer. The city will play host to the organization's conference in September. Around 250 people are expected to attend, including board members and directors of Main Street or downtown organizations throughout the state. Now, that also means a boost to Quincy's hotel and service industries. And you've got to check out this story. A 6-year-old girl is getting attention for being the youngest contestant to qualify to compete in the National Spelling Bee. This little girl, Lori Ann Madison, spelled dirigible to pass on to the next phase of the bee. The homeschool student, she shared the stage with contestants twice her age. Up until now, no one ever younger than 8 years old has ever qualified to be in the National Spelling Bee. But if you think that's cool, this guy stole the show. His name is Jack Pash from Minnesota. And, you know, he asks all sorts of questions when he gets his word. He asks the definition. You know, they can give all these different questions to get a little bit more time, sometimes to stall. But it's what he does next that's got everybody talking. Just listen up. He doesn't know what to do. He kind of stalls around. And then, maybe this is what Chad would do.
QRSZ 3 Quattro.
He just starts blurting out some numbers. He even starts going into Spanish.
You did hear Quattro in there. I love that kid. I see this on our feeds this morning, excuse me, on CBS, and it says, spelling bee meltdown. The kid's asking all these questions. I'm waiting for the judge to freak out and be like, just spell the word. And instead, the kid does this. And that is something I would do. Although
Little mini Chad.
I'm a decent speller, but I was never, ever good in the spelling bees. But that's something just to get a little humor out of the situation. He knows he's going to misspell it.
Well, he had already misspelled it at the second letter, so he was frustrated, and then he just went on. But it's really funny to watch because everybody applauded. This was probably the most entertaining thing of the day.
That's right. That's what I say. If you get a laugh, go for it. Here is Tegan, and not laughing about the weather today.
No, in fact, this is exactly the forecast we've been waiting for. Some rain heading to the area. 61 degrees currently outdoors. Winds at the southeast at 10 miles an hour. Your pressure is at 29.81. Your humidity currently is at 50%. Highs today, though, on average will be 60. They're going to fluctuate between the upper 50s and lower 60s through much of today and early this evening. Lows tonight are going to drop into the 50s, so we are well below average this afternoon. Our record high, though, was 102 back in 1934. 42 was our record low back in 1972. Sun's going to rise at 5:39 this morning. It'll set tonight at 8:27. Yes, scattered showers already hitting the tri-state area. The northwestern part is picking up some rain already. Temperature is extremely cool today. Like I said, it's going to be one of those struggles into the upper 50s to lower 60s. Won't last too long, though. Nice little warm up as we head into the weekend. Currently this morning it is 59 in Macomb, as well as Jacksonville and Keokuk, 61 for Quincy, as well as Pittsfield, 60 currently in Hannibal. A lot of moisture moving through much of the Midwest. Finally, where we need it. Iowa, Missouri is heading into Illinois, even Indiana, and portions of Kentucky and Tennessee needing some of that rain. Here's a look at your live radar. The heaviest amount of rain through central Iowa, making its way into the Quad Cities, clear into northern Illinois. Also seeing a patch here through central Missouri. Here in the tri-state area, we are getting in on a little bit of that rain from Lee County, stretching all the way as you head into Knox County, even some some embedded thunderstorms this morning. So let's look at your live radar. So here's where the rain currently is this morning. We'll continue to watch it hit the rest of the tri-state area over the next couple of hours. Highs today, again, we're flirting right around the upper 50s to lower 60s. So this is on average what our temperature is going to be throughout much of today. 59 for Keokuk and Macomb, 60 for Hannibal and Quincy. A few times we could see some pretty heavy rain across the tri-state area. So just be careful out there. Could see a little flash flooding. So dry out there that moisture and that rain could just run off if we get some heavy rain. Winds will be out of the east at 10 to 20. Tonight is going to be a very chilly evening, mid-40s tonight, which means a very cool start to your Friday. A few passing clouds and scattered showers remain with us early Friday. Then we're back into the mid-60s. Still cool, but partly sunny by the afternoon. Don't worry, though. The warm-up begins this weekend. 75 on Saturday, making our way into Sunday. Check it out. We're finally back into the 80s, 83 Sunday, mid-80s Monday and Tuesday. Nighttime lows into the 60s. So a little more comfortable, a little bit warmer, but comfortable as we head into next week.
Looking forward to some rain today.
Yeah, the ground is too.
Yeah. Well, we all love America, but what does it say about a presidential candidate who misspells the word America? It shouldn't say candidate, his people.
His people. Well, we're going to show you that misstep coming up next. It's 5:11.
Well, there's a nifty little shot of Midtown Quincy, thanks to the Wright Tempur-Pedic Sleep Center camera. See the clouds? We're just waiting on the rain to hit the Gem City. It is hitting parts of the tri-states as we speak. We need a good drenching today.
No, that's not a word that's used often enough. Nifty. How do you spell nifty?
N-I-F-T-Y. Nifty.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good.
Idiosyncratically, by the way, was the word that the seventh grader Jack couldn't spell. It just went on into his little alphabet and Spanish tirade there. We have more spelling to talk about now, but this one from a little bit more prestigious camp. What would you say if we told you a presidential candidate misspelled the word America? There you see it on your screen. It happened to Mitt Romney's campaign. The campaign created an iPhone app for supporters to download, and take a look. He spells it Americia. It's the whole I after C thing.
Well, somebody
Not really, but
obviously forgot to use spell check before they pushed submit on that one, but that's kind of making, they have t-shirts out and everything.
you know, this day and age, you make a mistake and you're in the public eye, such as Mr. Romney, it's gonna go viral.
Well, yeah, and especially at this point in his campaign, too. But so far, the Romney campaign hasn't commented beyond saying, the mistake has been fixed.
And it has. I'm just looking here on the App Store, and they fixed it yesterday. And when you submit an app, Apple has to approve it, and then if you make changes, they approve it. And one of the comments here says, I was too late to get the version of A Better America, which is, I'm sorry, Americia. I'm so disappointed. Say, how does Mitt Romney get an app update reviewed in less than 24 hours when the rest of us developers have to wait like 3 weeks?
I think he has a little bit more pull than the rest of us.
Yeah, this hit Twitter yesterday like crazy, too. And, you know, they're quick to point out that other candidates make mistakes. Joe Biden frequently puts his foot in his mouth. Americia was actually a trending topic on Twitter yesterday, which means you hashtag it so much, it shows up in everyone's searches. So
I'm sure it is. But that's just what happens when you're in the public eye. You misspell a word.
In this day and age with social media, there you go.
It happens more often than not.
All right. No mistakes from the weather lab today. Rain, it is a-coming. Here's Tegan.
That's right, and it is some much needed rain. We are so dry out there. So some nice little showers here and there is in the forecast today. Highs, though, a lot cooler. We're struggling to reach the upper, 50s to lower 60s this afternoon with winds out the east a little bit stronger at 10 to 20 miles an hour. A few stray showers continuing tonight. Check out that low, though, 46. So definitely turn off the AC for the next couple of days, and you might actually have to close your windows tonight. Depends how cool you want your house to get.
Well, a California exchange student bitten by a snake is really feeling the burn from the medical bill.
You won't believe how much the hospital charged to treat him. That story is 2 minutes away. It is now 5:16. Good morning.
Live from across the tri-states, this is KHQA This Morning. It's your news now.
A California exchange student who was bitten by a snake is now at the center of an uproar, and it goes all the way to Norway. By the way, the uproar has nothing to do with his injury. It's his hospital bill. Jaws dropping, by the way, as I said, as far away as Norway, which is where he's from.
The student was bitten by a baby rattlesnake and taken to the hospital in La Jolla, California, where he spent one night in ICU and then he was released.
One night.
But when he got the bill for more than $143,000, he was
he got bit all over again,
shocked.
didn't he?
Yeah.
He comes from Norway, which has socialized health care, so it's free. Now, this story is actually making headlines in his home country about how high medical care is here in the U.S. The student says he doesn't want to be critical of the hospital because it did kind of save his life, but he says the bill was just way too much.
Luckily, though, he bought traveler's insurance, which helps him pay for those medical bills. Good thing he did before he left.
A copy of his bill there, by the way. And in case you're wondering, there are 2 charges on the bill for rattlesnake venom. Anecdote, not they didn't give him venom. One is for $102,440. The other there, $25,610. So
yeah,
be careful and don't get bitten by a rattlesnake because
that's just
it's expensive.
It's expensive because this isn't a normal situation that would happen. So this bill is going to be much higher than someone who had any other type of emergency that didn't involve a rattlesnake. That anecdote's obviously what kind of threw him over the edge, to say the least.
Yeah, but rattlesnakes in La Jolla, California, not as uncommon as they are here.
But a lot of people who go there, typically looking out for them, so you don't get rattlesnake bites
and the poor
every day.
kid, I mean, I think he was a college-age student, but he's from Norway. He's like, I don't know anything about the snakes here, what's poison, what's not. Luckily, someone said, you need to go get this checked out.
But you can't put a price tag on life, so how much would you spend?
There you go. Well, here is another check of the forecast.
We're looking at your forecast today, and definitely going to be seeing some scattered showers across the area. In fact, rolling through northeast Missouri and southeast Iowa. It'll be here in our neck of the woods in about a half hour or so. Now we are looking at temperatures much cooler, 60 this afternoon, back in the mid 40s tonight, and making our way into your Friday, mid to upper 60s, and then we are definitely going to see a bit of a warm up heading into the weekend.
I think a nice little accident has happened when we put the show together. We try to make sure it kind of flows. And it's doing better than we thought. We did Spelling Bee, then we did Mitt Romney's campaign, Misspelling America. Talking about snakes, now we're talking dogs.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, there could be a link between the dog that you have and your personality.
Very interesting. Some say that the two, they might be more alike than what you think. So we're going to have that story coming up next. It is now 5:21. Good morning. Welcome back, 5:24. There is a nice look at the sun rising on your, what is it, Thursday?
It is Thursday.
May 31st.
You have not been here all week.
I know, I was about to say Monday. It's my Monday.
Oh, don't do that.
Welcome back.
That's
Chad,
nice. You have Monday today and Friday tomorrow. I like the way you work.
Every week should be like that. You have a dog.
I do.
Do you think that your dog shares a similar personality as you?
I actually kind of do.
Wow.
We're both kind of laid back.
You think your dog
Friendly.
is laid back? I've met your dog before. He's friendly.
Yeah.
He licks a lot.
Well, I don't do that.
Okay. Well, you may have your dog a lot in common, but you think a new study actually says that human personalities are a lot like their dogs, and that disagreeable people are more likely to have aggressive dogs.
The study also says owners of toy breeds came out as open and intelligent. So the smaller the dog, the brighter you are, I guess.
Doesn't Paris Hilton have a tiny dog?
A lot of celebrities have little tiny dogs.
It's easier for them to travel with, I think.
True.
They travel with them and able to do that.
But Lindsay has a little tiny dog too, and her personality is very similar to her dog
Well,
as
Lindsay
well.
would be all over that intelligence and open
She'd like that
quality,
comment,
wouldn't she?
wouldn't
Yeah,
she?
she would love that.
Definitely cool. I don't have a dog. My fish, I don't think acts anything like me, so
How do you know?
I don't. It swims. It's friendly. It comes up to the top and lets you pet it. So.
He just wants food.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't we all?
Just like me.
I just want some rain.
And we're
I'll take the
definitely
food
going to
too,
get
but-
some today. Yeah, so you kind of need those two things, food and water, to survive. And anyone does, and any plant for that matter. And of course, crops are starting to come up across the area, and the rain is what they need, and they'll get it today. 60, a little bit cooler this afternoon. We're back into the 40s tonight, 66 tomorrow, then 80s finally return next week.
Chicago boasts one of the busiest airports in the world, but not every day can run smoothly. When we come back, find out what went wrong there yesterday.
And what would you do if your large sodas were taken away totally? Well, it's happening. We'll have more on that in our next half hour. It's 5:26. Good morning. A suicide car bomber has attacked a district police headquarters in southern Afghanistan, killing 5 policemen.
Also today, the world's first commercial supply ship is closed and ready for a flight back to Earth. It's currently undocking from the International Space Station as we speak. Expected to splash down in the Pacific later this morning. On the wall today, we're talking about soda, and New York's mayor has proposed a ban of sodas more than 16 ounces to fight obesity. So log on to our Facebook or send us a tweet of what your thoughts are on banning soda. Melissa?
Uncle Sam is pitching in to help an area airport. We'll tell you why in just a minute. Tegan?
Not a bad morning to kick off the day. 61 degrees, winds out the southeast at 10 miles an hour. Your pressure right now is at 29.81 with your humidity at 50%. Your Thursday morning starts now.
Live from across the Tri-States, this is KHQA This Morning. It's your news now.
Good morning and welcome to your Thursday, May 31st, the last day of the month. I'm Chad Douglas.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Hannah McNeff.
Your morning eye-opener, certainly not something you want to see if you're flying soon. This happened at Chicago's O'Hare Airport. A 747 cargo airliner clipped the tail of a regional jet yesterday. Both aircrafts were damaged. Nobody was hurt. An American Eagle regional plane had just landed from Springfield, Missouri. It was taxiing to the gates when an Eva Air cargo plane headed to Alaska clipped it. It's not clear how or why the two planes smacked each other.
We're talking about a forecast today that's definitely cooler, but we're bringing with it some much needed rain. 60 degrees is where we'll hit today, and this is kind of average. We're kind of going to fluctuate quite a bit between the upper 50s and lower 60s throughout much of the day. Lows tonight get pretty cold, back into the mid 40s. Our average, though, is 77, so we are 17 degrees below that this afternoon. Our record, though, was 102 back in 1934. Sun is going to rise this morning here in 9 minutes. It's going to set tonight at 8:27.
I'm Melissa Shriver with a check of your news now. Breaking news from the overnight in the Tri-States. A fire in downtown Wayland, Missouri has destroyed an empty building. We have confirmed with officials that the fire sparked in an abandoned building. Unconfirmed reports have come in that said it was the old drugstore in town. We'll continue to follow the story as it develops throughout the morning. A gunman killed 5 people during a shooting rampage in Seattle. Police say the shooter opened fire in a cafe and killed women during a carjacking before turning the gun on himself. He later died in the hospital. International pressure is mounting on Syrian President Bashar Assad to implement a United Nations peace plan and halt attacks on civilians. On Wednesday, UN monitors discovered 13 bodies apparently killed execution style. Syria blames terrorists for those killings. The House has passed a bill that would increase quality control of drug manufacturing facilities overseas. The legislation gives Food and Drug Administration officials more flexibility to inspect sites in China, India, and other countries. The number of American drugs produced overseas has doubled in the past 10 years. Demonstrators filled the air in and outside of the Illinois State Capitol yesterday as lawmakers have right now less than 18 hours to come up with an official pension reform plan. The state's pension plan has been running billions of dollars in the red for years. Now lawmakers are discussing a plan to cut government pensions. Overnight, House Speaker Michael Madigan decided to drop his proposal to make Illinois schools and colleges pay retirement costs for their employees. This may clear the way for a plan to cut pension costs by reducing annual cost of living increases for retirees. Hannibal firefighters are investigating a possible arson at the old Hannibal shoe factory. Crews arrived at the building just off of Warren Barrett Drive to find a pile of debris on fire in the basement garage of the building. The fire was easily put out, but firefighters are investigating it since it was empty at the time with no electrical service to the building. The facility was part of the city's recent flood buyout for that area and the former home of the Hannibal Machine and Welding. Police in Marion County are investigating a string of thefts from a Hannibal cemetery. Thieves had made off with nearly 30 vases made of bronze and copper from the Grandview Funeral Home and Burial Park. The park's owner had suspicions that thefts were going on, but they were confirmed when family members began to lodge complaints.
Walks in our park, that if they see anything unusual, get a license plate number of any vehicles they see in the park. We've also purchased a camera and we move it at different locations in the park, hopefully to catch somebody in the actual act of taking them.
Local junkyards and scrapyards are being asked not to purchase those vases and to contact local police if they believe an item they see is suspicious. The Keokuk Municipal Airport is getting a big boost to enhance its runways. The U.S. Department of Transportation will provide a $2 million grant for runway improvements. Work on that project is scheduled to begin June 14th to mill down uneven surfaces on more than 5,000 feet of runway. 22 local nonprofit organizations got a boost from you yesterday. The United Way of Adams County announced nearly $800,000 in allocations from this year's campaign. That's up 3% from last year. 38 community volunteers determined this year's allocations to member agencies during a 10-week process. And check this out, Sawyer's Creek Family Fun Park in Hannibal will get the national spotlight. Well, you've heard of the U.S. Open. Well, Sawyer's Creek will be the site of the U.S. Pro Mini Golf Association's Missouri Open tournament. 35 invitations have been sent out to pro mini golfers. It's scheduled for June. And check out this story out of Chicago. Police there may soon become the fashion police. A city council alderman is leading a charge to ban saggy pants. The style originated, I didn't know this, in prison inmates years ago, and now police may be able to ticket people for wearing their saggy pants, just like someone who jaywalks.
I want them to know that they can stand and reach the stars, but if they're reaching down to pull up their pants, they're missing something here.
Now, if this a free country, you know what I'm saying? This is what we do. This is how we want to dress. Sag it a little bit, show your belt off, your belt buckle. Or you got some special drawers on. You know, it's just some fashion.
Expensive drawers? You want people to see your expensive drawers?
The generation nowadays, you know, everybody wants you to know what they're wearing now.
Yeah, everybody wants to see what they're wearing, apparently.
I don't. Although I like his comment about the belt. You spend good money on a belt, nobody ever sees it.
My thing was,
I don't spend good money on a belt.
He wants everybody to see his expensive drawers. So, yeah. I don't know. Something about boxers, I guess, more important in some people than others.
Yeah. Again, don't spend a lot of money in that area either. Tegan?
This is what people in Charleston, South Carolina woke up to: downed trees and power lines from Tropical Depression Beryl. One family says they heard a loud noise and found part of their tree on their house. And of course, the storm also knocked down power to hundreds and thousands of homes there across the coast. Up to 6 inches of rain fell in just a matter of hours. The tri-state area, we are getting some much needed rain today as well. Finally getting some moisture that we so desperately need. It's been about a month since we've seen some significant rain here. Temperatures have cooled down quite a bit due. We're still pulling in some Gulf moisture, so not only this morning could we see some scattered showers, but even could extend into early tomorrow morning. Temperatures remain cool into the 60s today and tomorrow, but we're back into the 80s by next week. And you can see just where the cool temperatures are associated with this front. We're seeing temperatures even into the 30s as you make your way into the northern plains. The tri-state area kind of on the fringe there. A few of us this morning are into the 60s, 61 for Pittsfield, Quincy, as well as Hannibal. 59 though for Keokuk, Macomb, and Jacksonville. Rain here throughout much of the Midwest. In fact, heavy rain stretches all the way from the border there of Missouri and Iowa, clear all the way into the Great Lakes. We're also seeing some storms there making their way through central Missouri. The tri-state area, this is a live radar, and you can see already that rain coming and making its way through Clark County. You guys have a thunderstorm there right now. In fact, we can see the lightning here in Quincy from that storm. We're also seeing some embedded thunderstorms there on the border between Scotland County. Also continuing to head towards the west and the south. The rest of us over the next couple of hours will pick up on some of this moisture. Highs today, though, this is averaging it out into the upper 50s to lower 60s. We are going to see winds out of the east at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Heading into this evening, we're back into the 40s. It's going to be a very cool, very crisp night ahead. Few scattered showers continuing for us. Winds out of the north at 10 to 15. And then Friday, we've made it finally into the month of June. But Very cold tomorrow, considering where we should be. It's the mid-60s, winds out of the north at 10. By the time we make our way in the first full weekend of June, we're talking 75 degrees. Finally, kids, you can head back to the pool this weekend. Even heading into early next week, the heat and humidity returns. 83 Sunday, mid-80s Monday and Tuesday.
It's 5:38. A lot more to go on KHQA This Morning. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Here is Atlanta, Georgia. I bet the folks there are glad to see that sunrise coming up in the east after Tropical Depression Beryl has just, well, barreled down on the southeastern part of the United States, spawning some twisters in South Carolina yesterday, and it is just moving up the eastern seaboard. Still say it could strengthen more if it goes out to sea.
Yeah, and dogs are very intuitive. They always know whenever bad weather is going to hit.
Yeah.
And speaking of dogs, hearing dogs have also been known to help people improve the lives of adults with hearing loss.
But British researchers say deaf children are now living happier lives with the help of four-legged friends. CBS's Tina Krause reports now from Cambridge, England.
French puppy.
This highly trained cockapoodle named Maddie is a personal messenger for Poppy Nicholson, who has been deaf since birth.
Hi, Poppy. It's tea time. Good girl, Maddie. Thank you.
The hearing dog is the 11-year-old's constant companion.
How special is Maddie?
Really special to me.
Poppy doesn't wear her hearing aids at night, so she uses Maddie's ears. The dog listens for a buzzer to tell Poppy she's brushed her teeth for a full 2 minutes.
Good girl.
And for an alarm when it's time to wake up in the morning. Poppy says having Maddie at her side makes life 1,000,000% better because she finally feels normal. Maddie joined the Nicholson family 2 years ago as part of a British study. Researchers found these hearing dogs give deaf children more confidence, make them feel safer, and help everyone in the family sleep better. In the first study of its kind in Britain, the Hearing Dogs for Deaf People gave dogs to a dozen deaf children between the ages of 7 and 11 and saw positive results.
For us, it's reassuring that we know she feels so good about herself, to the point that she's proud to be deaf.
Come on then, let's go.
Before Maddie came along, Poppy says she used to hide her hearing aids because of people's reactions.
Not sure how to speak to me because they think that I couldn't actually hear them, but I would.
Now she just smiles and introduces her new best friend. Tina Krause, CBS News, Cambridge, England.
Story. The British charity has given 12 deaf children hearing dogs at a cost of about $70,000 apiece.
They hope to expand the service as they raise more money.
Your sunscreen forecast for today. Not going to need it, though. In fact, not going to see much sun. Check it out. Your UV index is low. We're talking about 53% humidity. Temperature, though, about 60 degrees. Scattered showers and thunderstorms likely all day today.
Hey, how would you like to see Hannibal Rocks?
I'd love it.
It's actually south of Hannibal, but it's kind of cool. KHQA is bringing you the chance to win tickets to Hannibal Rocks Extreme Rock Crawling event this Saturday, June 2nd.
All you have to do is just go to our Facebook page today, look for the contest link to enter. The winner will be announced tonight. So winners will have Friday to come and pick up their prize. So good luck to everyone who enters.
Sucking down a big gulp may be a thing of the past in one of America's busiest cities.
It's all part of the continued fight against obesity, but is this new legislation going a bit too far? Get the skinny in just 2 minutes.
It's just about 5:44. Good morning.
Live from across the Tri-States, this is KHQA This Morning. It's your news now.
5:46 is your time. Welcome back. Well, the next time that you visit the Big Apple, you may not be able to buy a big gulp or even a venti-sized coffee.
Get this. New York City's mayor, Michael Bloomberg, plans to propose a municipal ban on sales of large-size sugary drinks. The ban would be in place in restaurants, mobile food carts, movie theaters, and delis.
The mayor says that he thinks sugary drinks are leading to the obesity epidemic. I think he's right. If approved, the ban would basically impact drinks larger than 16 ounces, but would not impact the sale of diet soda or dairy-based drinks.
Now, in order for this to pass, the proposal needs to be approved by the city's Board of Health, and the Board of Health will get that submitted on June 12th, so a couple weeks away.
What do you think of this, Chad?
You know, and this is our wall topic today, and we have a lot of good comments on there. I think it's up to the person. If they want to drink a soda, they should be able to drink a soda. I don't think they should be able to tell you were to stop or halt the sales?
Well, I disagree.
Yes, well, I knew you
Completely. It is. It's a fight against obesity. People are not taking their health into their own hands. We've given them the choice for how many years. It's not worked. They're treating sugar like a drug. It's an addiction. People are addicted to it. They can't get past it. I think that they should ban diet as well, but you guys can just, dislike me even more on Facebook because you guys already, disagree with this. But it's legislation taking action. I know it's, freedom of whatever, but I guess it's the freedom to be big.
I think it's a little out there.
It is a little out there, but New York is a little out there. So if it's going to happen, it's going to happen in LA, it's going to happen in New York, and it's going to see the wave come across. So you're forewarned.
Now, well, and be forewarned because this started in, I think, 2003. New York City banned smoking and huge uproar there, but look what's happened across the country. It's now in Illinois. It's made its way into Hannibal, at least the city limits of. So is this going to trickle out across the country?
I mean, one thing is you get legislation behind something, and that's the only way that you can really impact a huge mass of people. So it's exactly what's happening here, too.
I still think it's taken away freedoms.
I know you do.
Tegan?
Your forecast for today is definitely cooler across the area. We're talking 60 degrees today, a far cry from the upper 80s where we kicked off your work week on Monday. We're talking 66 tomorrow, but it's the rain today that's got everybody happy. Finally some moisture, and that will stick around at least for about 12 hours. Then we'll see a slight chance for a few scattered showers early Friday morning. 75 though, beautiful kickoff to your weekend.
Well, on the wall, we're talking about this ban. Some of your 2 cents. No one agrees with you, by the way, that I've seen. Rex Malone puts it simply, B.S.
What's that stand for?
Stands for I don't agree.
Up next, you won't believe this one boy found at a garage sale. You want to stick around for the story. It's pretty cool.
It's 5:49. Good morning. Nine minutes in front of 6 o'clock. The sun is technically up, but it's cloudy. Expecting some rain here in Quincy. Here in just a little bit, it's already raining in parts west of the viewing area. So if you live there, you are getting some much needed rain. Yeah. We've talked about great garage sale finds before, but one 13-year-old really found a hidden treasure. Addison Logan of Wichita, Kansas loves scouring garage sales. And he found something last week he really wanted to buy. It was an old Polaroid camera. He probably had no idea what it was.
He forked over his whole dollar, took the camera home and started looking at it. But when he opened up the film cartridge, he found this photograph inside. Check it out. It was an old photo of a man and a woman sitting on a chair with the man's arm around the woman. Not a big deal, you would think.
But he showed the picture to his grandma, who took him to the garage sale, and she was floored. The man in the photo is her late son and the boy's uncle. He had died in a car accident in 1989.
Wow.
Gives me chills when you think about it.
Yeah, it does. But I wonder, where, this gentleman grew up in comparison to the garage
Sure, it could
sale.
be a neighbor or something, or the grandma's old camera. But Polaroid pictures, the whole shtick of a Polaroid is they pop out. Why didn't this one pop out when it was taken?
Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
That is kind of interesting. Maybe the camera broke at the time.
Maybe. Maybe that's why they sold it for $1.
Why it's in the garage
Camera
sale.
doesn't work anymore.
Your forecast for today, definitely a picture-perfect forecast with the rain finally heading our way. 60 degrees, we're back into the 40s tonight, mid-60s Friday, and then finally back into the 80s. More summer-like temperatures, which we should be. June kicks off tomorrow.
Wow, we'll let that sink in for a second. June kicks in tomorrow.
I know.
Several guys walk into a bar. Sounds like the setup of a joke, but wait until you see what happened when they got inside the bar. The video you're going to want to stick around to see.
Plus, 2 local ladies are teaming up to help a good cause, and they're going to extreme lengths. We're going to talk to them in about 10 minutes. It's 5:53. Good morning.
A lot of unanswered questions still this morning in the shooting spree in Seattle that left 5 people dead.
And a new study of germs in the workplace finds that men's offices have significantly more bacteria than women's. No big surprise.
I don't buy that at all.
Melissa, what else is making
Before we get to
morning?
Melissa on the wall today, we want to talk about New York City's mayor is proposing a ban on large sugary drinks.
You just want to fight with me this morning.
Well, every day. So log on to Facebook or tweet us your thoughts on no longer getting a big sody. Now, Melissa.
We're following breaking news out of Wayland, Missouri this morning about a fire in the downtown area. We'll have the details in just a minute. Plus, we'll catch up with Lindsay Boats at the Senior Fair in Quincy. Tegan?
It is 61 degrees kicking off the day. Not in a bad way, but That's where temperatures are going to stay today. So not much warmer. Winds out of the southeast at 10 miles an hour. Your pressure is at 29.81. Your humidity only 50%. Makes a huge difference when it's lower. Your Thursday morning starts now.
Live from across the tri-states, this is KHQA This Morning. It's your news now.
Good morning. Welcome to your Thursday, May 31st. I'm Chad Douglas.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Hannah McNeff.
Okay, everyone may know your name and your favorite watering hole, but they probably don't know where you sit at the bar. Check out our morning eye-opener this morning and prepare to be shocked. There they are sitting around. It's all good. It's in Little Canada, Minnesota, and we're waiting. There we go. You see the people sitting around as normal, then you see the truck plow through the building. The accident trapped 3 people, hurt 3 others, including the driver of the truck, but they are all expected to be okay. Police say the driver of the truck was going east when she veered across traffic, hit a utility pole, and then drove through the west wall of the bar. Shocking to see this video, so much so we're going to show it to you again. Words really just can't describe what it is. And look at the man, he's just trapped. Yikes.
Your forecast today, we are back at 60 degrees. Yes, that is going to be our high today. 40s, very chilly, making our way into this evening. 77 was our normal high, so we are 17 degrees below that today. Our record high was 102 back in 1934. Very close to that record low. We're down to 46 tonight. 42 back in 1972. Sun already rose this morning at 5:39. It's going to set tonight at 8:27.
I'm Melissa Schreiber with a check of your news now at 5:58. Officials say no one was hurt yesterday when the wing of a cargo plane at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport clipped the rudder of an arriving plane. Now, a Boeing 747 cargo plane clipped that rudder. No one was injured, though, and the FAA is still investigating. We're also following breaking news from overnight. A fire in downtown Wayland, Missouri has destroyed an empty building. We have confirmed with the Clark County Sheriff's Department that fire sparked in an abandoned building in the downtown area. Unconfirmed reports have come in, though, that it was the old drugstore in town. We'll continue to follow this story as it develops. Almost a year since civil unions became law in Illinois, same-sex couples are taking their fight for equality to the Illinois Capitol. The ACLU and gay rights law firm both filed lawsuits on Wednesday. They say civil unions aren't enough and they want the state to recognize same-sex marriage. 25 couples are listed in these lawsuits. The lawsuits challenge an Illinois law that defines marriage between a man and a woman. The couples involved in this suit say while civil unions opened up a new door, it will take a few years for these cases to actually make it to trial. The world's air is about to reach a troubling milestone. Scientists say the level of carbon dioxide globally stands at 395 parts per million, and monitoring stations across the Arctic are measuring more than 400 parts per million. Scientists have said that the highest safe level for carbon dioxide is 350 parts per million, what the world hit years ago. Hannibal firefighters are investigating a possible arson at the old Hannibal shoe factory. Crews arrived at the building just off Warren Barrett Drive to find a pile of debris on fire in a basement garage of that building. Embers from the ceiling were also falling down when firefighters went inside. The fire was easily put out, but firefighters are now investigating it because the building was empty at the time with no electrical service. The building was part of the city's recent flood buyout program in that area, the former home of Hannibal Machine and Welding. 4 women from upstate Illinois are behind bars in connection with a rash of forgeries in Adams County. Amber Stiles of Rockford, Tyesha Bishop, Jacqueline Barnes, and Tania Burke, all of Chicago, were arrested Wednesday. The Adams County Sheriff's Office said the 4 women cashed faulty checks at various banks throughout the county. If you've been victimized by those women, contact the Adams County Sheriff's Department. A controversial large-scale hog farm in McDonough County has the green light to begin construction. According to the McDonough County Voice, the Illinois Department of Agriculture has approved plans for South Morgan Acres. That's a 3,500 hog facility located just north of Blandonsville, south of the Henderson County line. The county board approved the facility back in January, but it was put on hold until now because the state requested more information. Federal health officials have linked more than 300 cases of salmonella since 2004 to mail-order chicks. Most of those sickened were youngsters. An estimated 50 million live poultry are sold through the mail each year in the U.S. And a spike in short sales may be partly to blame for an increase in foreclosures and bank-owned homes in the first 3 months of this year. The foreclosure listing firm RealtyTrack says that homes sold for less than they were owed on them. That increased 25% in the first quarter from a year before. Quincy will be the center of Illinois Main Street program this summer. The city will play host to the organization's conference in September. Around 250 people, including volunteers, board members, and directors of Main Street or downtown organizations, are expected to attend. That also means a boost to Quincy's hotel and service industries. And check out this story. The USS Iowa fought many battles during her lifetime, but now the ship is serving a different purpose as a floating museum. It arrived off the coast of San Pedro yesterday, but before it docks there, it will go through a thorough cleaning of its hull before it's brought into port. The ship is the last of America's battleships. It's almost 3 football fields long and 15 stories high. The battleship served in the World War II and the Korean War. It was decommissioned back in 1990. And I'll tell you what, Tegan, family vacations of the Shriver household always consisted of, touring these historic sites. Did you go on, something like this in your childhood?
We did, Melissa. We ventured off to the East Coast once, and then we actually did a 2-week backpacking camping trip out west. So we did have some fun times. Here, though, folks in Oklahoma City, not seeing fun times there. Golf ball size hail fell, and of course, this CNN Eye reporter caught the video on tape, and you can see just the destructive and the damage that all that hail is doing to the area. And there's rain here for us as well. We are talking temperatures cooler this morning, and we're also seeing that much needed rain. It's already hitting northeast Missouri, southeast Iowa, picking up on a few scattered showers kicking off the morning. The rest of us will get in on that here the next couple of hours. Temperatures definitely cooler today. We're also seeing as well those cooler temperatures into the nighttime hours. Now tonight we are almost near a record low. Don't think we'll break it, but definitely we'll be very close to it. But not to worry though, a big warm up is in store as we head into the weekend. Here's how temperatures are shaping up on Thursday. Yeah, we're almost heading into the weekend already for a shortened work week for many of you. It is 59 right now in Macomb and Jacksonville, 59 as well in Keokuk, 61 for Pittsfield and Quincy, 60 as you head here into America's hometown. A lot of moisture moving through the Midwest. You can see those scattered showers stretching there on the border between Missouri and Iowa, continuing to stretch on the way into the Great Lakes region. Heavy rain as well as you make your way through central Missouri. Now this morning already some thunderstorms rolling through Scotland as well as Schuyler and Clark County in Missouri. We'll take a closer look here at your live radar. You can see now we have a thunderstorm just north of us here in Hancock County. We're seeing a few scattered thunderstorms now just north of Moberly. So this light rain continuing to move towards the northeast for the next 12 hours. We have a pretty good chance to see some more rain, slight chance for a few early morning showers on your Friday. Along with this rain, we're talking cooler temperatures, upper 50s for us, even 60 as you head into Quincy and Hannibal. Temperatures holding steady, then dropping a little bit as we head through late this afternoon. Winds will be out of the east at 10 to 20 miles an hour. A few areas could see some heavy rain at times. Be careful though. Ground is so dry out there that we could see a lot of runoff before it really kind of soaks into the ground. It is the 40s tonight, quite chilly for the area, and then making our way into tomorrow. We're still into the 60s, but it's the upper 60s with the sunshine rolling in later, and then we're definitely going to be seeing a big change for your weekend. Not to worry. Tomorrow kicks off the month of June, mid-70s for the first full weekend of June, and then we're locking temperatures back into the mid-80s. So give the pool a little bit of a break heading into the next couple of days. Definitely much warmer heading into next week.
Well, we are joined with some very special guests this morning and some guests that are very brave. Regan Reese and Gretchen Rawson. They are actually going to donate their hair, or actually shave their heads for the Million Strands of Hope fundraiser for the Quincy, or the Blessing Cancer Society, or Cancer Center, goodness gracious, in Quincy. Tell me a little bit about where this idea came from.
It all kind of started with a joke, basically, or not a joke, but my boyfriend had said, oh, I didn't pay you to shave your head from the mess of the hair in the bathroom. So that kind of prompted me to put something out on Facebook people just jumped on it. Oh, we totally, donate. And I thought, well, if I could drum up enough money, then I could donate it to a good cause. So Gretchen then, of course, jumped on it, and I'll let her tell her story of, why it's, important to her, and,
It really does strike a personal chord with you. Why is that?
Yes, it does. My dad and my mother-in-law both have lymphoma. And going through treatments, my dad did not lose his hair at all, but my mother-in-law, we knew she was going to, and she already has lost her hair, but it's going to be gone for a while. And so then I told her I would shave my head, and so she wouldn't be the only one that was bald. And when Reagan put that out there, I told her, I said, hey, I will shave my head with you because I might as well make some money for a good cause while I'm doing it.
And really to help a lot of folks in the area. This all goes to the Blessing Cancer Center. What kinds of things will this fund for the proceeds from this event?
Well, in doing research to find an organization of who we wanted to donate to, I found the Blessing Foundation, which I wasn't aware of until all of this. And the Blessing Foundation, they give out money to those in need who can't afford their treatments or can't afford to get to their treatments, so on and so forth. So all the money will go towards those in need, that are currently fighting cancer.
One thing I have to ask, because people in the community, the first thing they're going to say is, you're shaving your head? So what are people saying to you, and are you scared?
I'm actually excited about it. I've always fought with my hair, so I'm excited for and I'm really excited for the fact that it's going to take less time in the morning. So I put on a full face of makeup, so that usually takes up quite a bit of time too. So I'm looking forward to that part, and we do get a lot of, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're going to actually do that. But then on the flip side, we get a lot of really good positive feedback, and people are really excited for us.
And really, the community is going to get to see Reagan and Gretchen shave their heads for this cause. Where do people need to go? How do they get involved?
Well, actually, we're having a fundraiser this Sunday from 1 to 5 at Instant Replay. So we ask that folks come out to donate there, or they can find us on Facebook, A Million Strands of Hope, as well as they can donate to the Blessing Foundation. You can also donate online through the Blessing Foundation website as well. But we'd really like to see people come out, and they're actually going to have a chance to take a snip of our hair for a price, leading up until when we shave our heads. So we'd like for people to come out. That's kind of an exciting thing that they'll be able to do.
Okay, so Instant Replay this weekend. What day and time?
June 3rd, like I said, this Sunday, and it's from 1 until 5.
Okay, so if you're in the Quincy area and you want to watch these ladies shave their head for a good cause, all the money goes to the Blessing Cancer Center, and we are going to be talking and probably be there. We're going to witness this for ourselves. We'll bring you video next week. Thank you guys so much for coming in, and good luck with your venture. We're coming up, though, we're going to talk with Lindsay a little bit about the senior health fair that she's at today.
Take a look at your screen. This is the SpaceX Dragon. It is taking off from ISS, or International Space Station, today to come back to Earth, bringing lots of stuff that the astronauts have found over the recent years. So pretty cool. It's the first commercial rocket, to come back from, instead of using NASA.
Very cool. Today is the Senior Resource Expo in Quincy.
And it's the chance for seniors to kind of get out and experience everything going on at the expo today.
One-stop shopping. Lindsay Boach has more.
Well, they've been getting set up for the Senior Resource Expo for the past few days now, and as you can see behind me, still a few booths that are empty, but I have no doubt that they will be all filled up by 10 o'clock this morning when the doors open. Lynn Neewoner joins me now, and how long have you guys been doing this?
Good morning, Lindsay, and it's early, by the way.
Yes.
We've been doing it for probably about 8 years, maybe. Since we moved here, we decided, what the heck, we got such a big space. Let's have some people come together all on one day so that seniors and their families can come and get whatever kind of information they might need. Anything to do with seniors, it's going to be here today.
And it's not just for seniors, then it's for everybody in the family.
Absolutely, caregivers. And this year we have partnered with the West Central Illinois Center for Independent Living, so we've opened it up also to people with disabilities. So it's for all ages.
What can people expect when they come here today?
Well, there's going to be over 70 booths, and it's everything from how to pick out a tombstone, or how to buy insurance, or where to go for health care, or how to pick out a nursing home. I mean, you name it, it's everything. And they just come and just walk through the aisles, and anytime they see something they're interested in, just stop, get some information, ask some questions, You can spend all day, or you can spend 10 minutes, or you can just walk right on by if you're not interested.
Why is it so important for seniors and families to come to these types of events?
You know, it's a learning experience. Anybody can tell you, anybody who's ever cared for someone, that it is very difficult when you're in a position where you're down and you need some help. All of a sudden you have no idea who to call on, who to turn to. This is a great place to get some information about trying to help somebody.
And it starts at 10 o'clock?
It's from 10 to 2 today. We have lunch from 11 till 1:30. We have activities going on throughout the day. There'll be entertainment here in the activity center, and then we'll also have some demonstrations on the 5th floor. There'll be a Tai Chi demonstration and a Latin dancing demonstration. And there's a speaker actually at 9:30 this morning, a motivational speaker. We'll have him out in the lobby here, because we're pretty sure, thanks a lot everybody at Channel 7 for helping us with the weather, that it's going to rain today. That was going to be outside, but we're dragging that all in today, and we'll have a speaker in the lobby at 9:30.
All right, thank you very much, Lynn. So if you're a senior, or you have a family member who's a senior and you're interested in learning more information, stop on by at the Senior Resource Center here in Quincy from 10 o'clock to 2 this afternoon. A lot of stuff going on out there today.
KHQA will be there as well. We were there last year. Very fun time.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it. Here's
Here.
Megan.
Your sunscreen forecast for today. Not going to need it because we're dealing with scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. We're definitely going to be looking at a forecast that's cooler. So 60s today, 66 tomorrow, and even making its way into Saturday. Look for highs back into the 70s.
A surprise Justin Bieber concert causes quite a surprise for police, and a classic movie finally makes its way to Blu-ray.
And we have some very special guests in studio this morning, very local, very talented dancers, and here's just a little taste of what you're going to see in a little bit.
Live from across the tri-states, this is KHQA This Morning. It's your news now.
Welcome back to your Thursday morning. It's the last day of May, so I hope you guys enjoy it. It is 6:18. This morning on The Wall, we are talking about soda and sugar bans. And New York City, Mayor Bloomberg has proposed, it's not been passed yet, that any drinks 16 ounces and larger be banned. Like we're talking about gas stations, delis, that type of thing.
Movie theaters.
Exactly. So we want to know your 2 cents. I can't find anybody to agree with me. I think it's a good idea. It's all in the fight against obesity. Chad, he's on the opposite end. He's with everybody on Facebook.
Everybody else is saying it's our right, it's our choice. And I kind of agree with Brad Silman. He says if they tax it, fine. They've been taxing other items and people still buy, so then it's still your choice to buy the big drink. You just have to pay a little extra for it.
Totally true. I like Dan Bliss's comment. He says, I'll take 2, please, which is totally true. I think a lot of people are going to just buy 2 as opposed to 1 and still intake probably more at that point than you would have if you just bought a 16 ounce.
But it could be good for business if they jack up the price of the smaller
It could
drinks. But there you go. Time now at 6:19 for your Hollywood Buzz. The Biebs just keeps making headlines this week. This time he gave a free concert in Norway and it put fans in a frenzy. Look at them all. Tens of thousands of Beliebers descended on the Oslo Opera House yesterday after word spread of a free mini concert. Bieber's manager says Norway police were on the verge of declaring a state of emergency, actually.
Yeah, Bieber himself took to Twitter asking his fans to listen to police. The chaos may make its way into Bieber's newly announced television special. The hour-long Justin Bieber Believe All Around the World is set to air June 21st on NBC. It'll give fans a behind-the-scenes look at the global tour promoting his upcoming album.
Police still wanting to talk to the Biebs, by the way, for his alleged scuffle with the paparazzo. Arsenio Hall may be back on your TV soon. The latest winner of Celebrity Apprentice is reportedly in talks with CBS Television to launch a syndicated talk show. The Hollywood Reporter says negotiations are still in the early stages. CBS also syndicated Hall's previous late-night show, which, if you remember, aired from 1989 to 1994.
Jessica Simpson is ready to lose her baby weight. On Twitter, the new mom and reality star confirmed she signed a deal with Weight Watchers. Close friends tell Us magazine that she hopes to lose her pregnancy weight within a year and then plans to hit the gym as soon as she heals from the C-section.
E.T. the Extraterrestrial is coming out on Blu-ray for its 30th anniversary. I can't believe it's been 30 years. The disc set includes a digitally remastered copy of the movie, along with a new interview with Steven Spielberg. There's also an hour of footage that didn't make it into the film. The special edition of the Steven Spielberg classic will be released this October, and as weird as it sounds, that movie scared the bejesus out of me when I was little.
It did me too. You are not alone in that, that little point there, Chad. I totally agree.
I think he was growing up near cornfields, much like Tegan did.
Your forecast for today, yes, much cooler. We're talking the 60s ending the month of May. We kick off the month of June with the 60s, but not to worry. We'll rebound nicely with the 80s later next week. But it's the rain we've been wanting for the last 4 weeks, and we're getting it today.
Yeah, there we are. We have some wonderful talent coming up for you in just a little bit, and some really important information that moms need to know for their kids whenever they're behind the stage at dance recitals. Here's just a sneak peek of what you'll get a taste of.
6:21 as we head to break.
Welcome back at 6:24 on your Thursday morning. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Dance recital season is in full twirl, and many first-time dance moms may wonder what they've got themselves into. The hair, the makeup, the practices. We have some very special guests with us this morning that know all about it. So we want some tips for moms to kind of give them an idea of what's going on backstage. Abby Mushalt joins me now, along with 2 other dancers from Cheryl Kaiser Dance Studio. So what can moms expect?
Well, it's a lot of time that goes into our rehearsals and our practices. You know, we're there probably 4 hours a day. You know, we gotta have coloring books for the little kids, and backstage is kind of chaotic. They keep running around everywhere. We try to keep them contained as much as possible, though.
So for moms packing their bags for rehearsal and for the actual recital, because the kids are backstage for sometimes 3-4 hours at a time, what should they bring with them?
Well, like I said, coloring books are good. Anything that'll keep them entertained for an hour or so. We don't allow any food backstage, so water is a good thing to have, and that's pretty much the only thing.
That's good for me to know, because I think last year I packed carrots and apples and things like that, so I won't do that this year, definitely. So, but water is okay.
Yeah.
So water, coloring books, things like that. For ballet dancers, it's huge to go from the ballet shoe, from this, which is totally different from this. This is a point shoe.
Yes.
And it's a huge honor to make point. Congratulations to all of you guys who've been dancing for a long time. Tell us a little bit about what moms should know for their children who want to try out for point and going into that.
Well, it takes about 3 years of classic ballet training in order to go on to point. You've really got to strengthen your ankles and make sure that you're really ready. You got to have a lot of balance because you're on the tip of your toe and that's all you have. So you really have to be sure that you can get up there. It's a really big step. It's different, but we're all kind of used to it by this point.
So what's actually inside the shoe? Because obviously it's way harder and much less flimsy than a ballet flat.
A lot of people think it's wood, but it's paper mache almost, so it's really, really hard.
And for someone being fit for these, should you do that at home, or who should do that for the girls?
The dance teacher should definitely. If not, you're going to want to go to a professional. They have to fit you in the length, they've got to fit your width, and you have to make sure that the shank is hard enough. This is the shank.
And the shank is the bottom sole. So this supports the arch.
Yeah, and it's really
and if they don't go to somebody to get help, what could happen to the
Well, you
dancer?
could break an ankle if it doesn't fit right. You can really mess up your feet. Like I said, it's got to fit definitely in here.
Okay. Perfect. Well, thank you guys for joining us. And in a little bit, you want to stay tuned, because in our next half hour, the girls are going to do a whole routine for us. We've been getting a little sneak peek. So I want to thank you guys for coming in, and good luck this weekend on the recital.
Thank you.
All right, here's Tegan.
Your forecast for today brings scattered showers and a few thunderstorms already seen at northeast Missouri, southeast Iowa. In fact, Hancock County and McDonough County, you guys picking up a little bit of rain at this time. 60 degrees, though, much cooler today. 66 tomorrow. We're falling back into the 70s to kick off your weekend, and the 80s will return next week.
I thank the dancers at Cheryl Kaiser Dance Studio for the rain today. They did the dance. We got the rain. We like it. Police in Jackson, Wisconsin recently made a stop that resulted in a drunk driving arrest, but the vehicle of choice wasn't a car. Find out what it was when we come back. 6:27. Seattle police have not yet disclosed a motive why a man killed 4 people and then fatally shot himself in the head as police closed in.
And the private spacecraft known as SpaceX Dragon is set to splash down into the Pacific Ocean later this morning. This morning on the wall, we are talking soda. New York is actually proposing a ban of anything 16 ounces or higher on any sugary drinks. We want your 2 cents. Share comments on Facebook or on Twitter. Melissa?
Marion County Sheriff's deputies are looking for the folks that are stealing items from cemeteries. We'll tell you about that in a second. Plus, Lindsay Boach is out at the Senior Resource Expo. We'll check in with her later. Tegan?
Temperatures much cooler today. In fact, it's only the 60s this morning, and that's where we're going to stay today. Our winds are out of the southeast at 10 miles an hour. Our pressure right now is at 29.81. Your humidity, 50%. Your Thursday morning starts now.
Live from across the tri-states, this is KHQA This Morning. It's your news now.
Good morning and welcome to your Thursday. It's May 31st. I'm Chad Douglas.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Hannah McNabb.
Your morning eye-opener takes us to Jackson, Wisconsin, where a man has been arrested for drunk driving on a lawnmower.
Yeah, well, an officer spotted the 69-year-old on the road over the weekend. The police dash cam video shows that the man motioning for the cruiser to go around him. The officer followed him into a parking lot.
A preliminary breath test showed he had a blood alcohol level more than 2 times the legal limit for operating a motor vehicle. The man told police he had no idea he couldn't drive a lawnmower on the streets. By the way, this is this man's 4th drunk driving charge.
He probably couldn't get into his car, so he drove his lawnmower. 60 degrees is where we're going to be today. On average, temperatures are going to range quite a bit. Upper 50s, lower 60s. We're even into the 40s tonight. 46 is our low. 4 degrees off of the record low of 42 set back in 1972, 102 though in 1934. So temperatures well below average today. In fact, 77 is where we should be. Sun already rose this morning almost an hour ago at 5:39, and we're going to see our sun set this evening at 8:27. So enjoy these cooler temperatures across the area for the next 2 days into the 60s, because it's going to get a lot warmer as we head into next week. And as the pools officially opened over the weekend, the kids can finally hit the pool as we head into probably Sunday.
I'm Melissa Shriver with a check of your news now at 6:32. Breaking news from overnight. Pay attention to this. A fire in downtown Wayland, Missouri has destroyed an empty building. We have confirmed with officials that the fire sparked in a building downtown. Unconfirmed reports, though, have come in that it was the old drugstore in town. We'll continue to follow this story as it develops over the morning hours. A Washington state man says the gunman who allegedly killed 5 people before killing himself Wednesday was his brother. Andrew Stawicki says the Seattle Times that a photo of the suspect shown on TV newscast was that of his brother Ian, who he says was mentally ill. 4 of the victims were killed at a cafe and another at a carjacking. Officials in California say a high school junior in a pickup truck sped through a red light and into dozens of teenagers who were crossing the street outside of a high school. All but 1 of 8 people injured were students. 3 of those injuries were critical. The House is expected to vote today on a bill that would make it a federal crime to carry out an abortion based on the fetus's gender. The mostly Republican supporters of the bill say it's a sex discrimination issue. Abortion rights advocates say the bill would further limit a woman's right to choose. And demonstrators filled the air in and outside of the Illinois State Capitol as lawmakers have come up with less than 18 hours at this moment to come up with a pension reform plan. The state's pension plan has been running billions of dollars in the red for years. Now lawmakers are discussing a plan to cut government pensions. Overnight, House Speaker Michael Madigan decided to drop his proposal to make Illinois schools and colleges pay for retirement costs for their employees. This may clear out the way for a plan to cut pension costs by just reducing annual cost of living increases for retirees. Hannibal firefighters are investigating a possible arson at the old Hannibal shoe factory this morning. Crews arrived at the building just off of Warren Barrett Drive to find a pile of debris on fire in the basement garage of that building. Embers from the ceiling were also falling down when firefighters went inside. The fire was easily put out, but firefighters are investigating since it was empty at the time with no electrical service at the building. The facility was part of the city's recent flood buyout in that area, the former home, by the way, of the Hannibal Machine and Welding. Police in Marion County are investigating a string of thefts from a Hannibal cemetery. Thieves had made off with nearly 30 vases made of bronze and copper from the Grandview Funeral Home and Burial Park. The park's owner had suspicions thefts were going on, but he got those suspicions confirmed when family members began to lodge complaints.
We're asking anybody that does walks in our park that if they see anything unusual, get a license plate number of any vehicles they see in the park. We've also purchased a camera and we move it at different locations in the park, hopefully to catch somebody in the actual act of taking them.
Local junkyards and scrapyards are being asked to not purchase the vases and to contact local police if they believe an item is suspicious. 22 local nonprofit organizations got a boost from you yesterday. The United Way of Adams County announced nearly $800,000 in allocations from this year's campaign. That's up 3% from last year. 38 community volunteers determined this year's allocations to member agencies during a 10-week process. And check out this story. The word dirigible was the word given to the youngest speller from the Scripps National Spelling Bee, Lori Ann Madison. You got to check out this video. She secured her place in the spelling bee. Oh, there she goes. She's spelling. She's actually a homeschooled child. The youngest that's ever made it through the preliminary process to be qualified for the spelling bee. She is actually 2 years younger than the youngest at this point. The youngest being 8 years old. Now, but you know, although everybody's eyes were on her yesterday, the guy that really stole the show was this guy. His name is Jack Pash. He's from Minnesota and he's a 7th grader. He gets this word.
Could you repeat the word again?
Yeah, he keeps asking about the word. Idiosyncratically. And he asked the definition. He asked how you pronounce it. He goes all into all these different things to try to stall. But unfortunately, he doesn't know what to do. And this is what he does.
You can easily give up.
QRSZ 3 Quattro FLD RQ.
You know, he wanted to give a good laugh at everybody. Everybody applauds, of course, but this was the highlight. This is what everybody's talking about this morning.
That's a smart kid. Even though he couldn't spell idiosyncratically, which I can barely say it, he left everybody with a laugh, and you're right, that's what people are going to remember from this year's spelling bee. So, good for Jack. And I like when people can make fun of themselves.
And one thing people can remember about today is the rain. Here's Tegan.
And it's been about a month since we've seen rain here in the tri-state area. In fact, we are going to see that rain continuing across the area. We are seeing that already as we make our way into northeast Missouri, southeast Iowa, even making our way into Hancock and McDonough County. We are still continuing to see those scattered showers across the area. Expecting to see cooler temperatures as well. In fact, a warmer weekend is ahead. So we have today and tomorrow to get through, and then we are definitely going to be seeing a big warm up as we head into next week. We're talking about temperatures across the area, cooler well towards the north, the nation's midsection here in the tri-state area. We're talking 61 degrees in Pittsfield and Quincy, 60 as you make your way into Hannibal, 59 not only for Keokuk, but Macomb and Jacksonville at this hour. Rain moving through the Midwest. We are seeing it through central Missouri, even here in the heart of the tri-state area. The heaviest amount of rain now making its way from the border there between Iowa and Missouri through the Quad Cities, even making its way into the Chicago Chicagoland region. Here locally in the tri-state area, looking at your live radar, some of these scattered showers are breaking apart just a bit, but we're starting to see that rain fall apart. Still a chance for some scattered showers through the next 12 hours, even heading into early tomorrow morning. A few stray showers could linger with us, but that thunderstorm that rolled through Hancock County, we're definitely going to continue to see those storms move towards the north and the east. Highs today are pretty much where they are right now, right around the upper 50s to lower 60s for your Thursday. A few rounds of heavy rain at times across the area. Be careful, though, when we do have that heavy rain. A lot of runoff is going to happen today due to the extreme dry conditions out there. Winds are out of the east at 10 to 20 miles an hour. And then heading into tonight, it is a chilly one. It's the mid-40s. Winds will be out of the north at 10 to 15, and then making our way into your Friday. It's a shortened work week, 4 days. Tomorrow, yes, already Friday. Not only is tomorrow Friday, but it's June 1st. We kick off the month tomorrow, where summer officially begins here in just a couple of weeks. We are seeing, though, those temperatures warming up, 75 by Saturday, making our way into Sunday. We are going to see the 80s return, not only on Sunday, but clear all the way through midweek next week.
Today is the Senior and Disability Expo.
And that's where we find Lindsay Boach telling you what it's all about when we come back. Here is a live look of New York City, more importantly, the Statue of Liberty that is in lower Manhattan. Looks like a nice sunny day there in NYC. A little rain moving into our area. Actually, hopefully a lot of rain in parts. Today is the Senior Resource Expo in Quincy.
It's a chance for many seniors in the community to get information on different products.
Lindsay Boach is there getting us all set up.
Well, they've been getting set up for the Senior Resource Expo for the past few days now, and as you can see behind me, still a few booths that are empty, but I have no doubt that they will be all filled up by 10 o'clock this morning when the doors open. Lynn Niewolner joins me now, and how long have you guys been doing this?
Good morning, Lindsay, and it's early, by the way.
Yes.
We've been doing it for probably about 8 years, maybe. Since we moved here, we decided, what the heck, we got such a big space. Let's have some people come together all on one day so that seniors and their families can come and get whatever kind of information they might need. Anything to do with seniors, it's going to be here today.
And it's not just for seniors, then it's for everybody in the family.
Absolutely, caregivers. And this year we have partnered with the West Central Illinois Center for Independent Living, so we've opened it up also to people with disabilities. So it's for all ages.
What can people expect when they come here today?
Well, there's going to be over 70 booths, and it's everything from how to pick out a tombstone, or how to buy insurance, or where to go for health care, or how to pick out a nursing home. I mean, you name it, it's everything. And they just come and just walk through the aisles, and anytime they see something they're interested in, just stop, get some information, ask some questions. You can spend all day, or you can spend 10 minutes, or you can just walk right on by if you're not interested.
Why is it so important for seniors and families to come to these types of events?
You know, it's a learning experience. Anybody can tell you, anybody who's ever cared for someone, that it is very difficult when you're in a position where you're down and you need some help. All of a sudden you have no idea who to call on, who to turn to. This is a great place to get some information about trying to help somebody.
And it starts at 10 o'clock?
It's from 10 to 2 today. We have lunch from 11 till 1:30. We have activities going on throughout the day. There'll be entertainment here in the activity center, and then we'll also have some demonstrations on the 5th floor. There'll be a Tai Chi demonstration and a Latin dancing demonstration. Ooh. And there's a speaker actually at 9:30 this morning, a motivational speaker. We'll have him out in the lobby here because we're pretty sure, thanks a lot everybody at Channel 7 for helping us with the weather, that it's going to rain today. That was going to be outside, but we're dragging that all in today, and we'll have a speaker in the lobby at 9:30.
All right, thank you very much, Lynn. So if you're a senior or you have a family member who's a senior and you're interested in learning more information, stop on by at the Senior Resource Center here in Quincy from 10 o'clock to 2 this afternoon.
It's going to have a booth there as well. We were there last year, and it's a great time. Come out and see us.
It is a great time, and Tegan thankfully helped them out today. Here's the rain, and here's Tegan.
That's right. Finally, we're seeing some rain across the tri-state area. It's about 4 weeks since we've had some significant rain. Unfortunately, with heavy rain as we had through this afternoon, we could see some runoff due to the ground being so dry. So just be careful. 60 degrees will be our temp today. The UV index is low, but our humidity, though, it will be 53%.
Enjoy some nice cooler weather and the rain, as we've been saying all morning long. Many young girls in the area take part in dance, and this is the season to show off what they've learned all year. Dance recital time.
It definitely is, and in just a little bit, you're going to have a full preview of what's coming up. But right now, here's a sneak peek of what dancing means to them.
It's currently 6:46.
Live from across the tri-states, this is KHQA This Morning. It's your news now.
Welcome back to your Thursday morning. We are joined by some lovely ladies this morning who have been practicing so hard this year and ahead of their recital this weekend. Abby, you've been dancing for how long?
16 years,
16
my entire
years.
life.
And you guys have been about the same, right? So what are you guys going to do after you graduate? You guys are all seniors?
Mia and I are both seniors. Kelsey's not a senior, so she's got another
so you have
year.
one more year here. Are you guys planning on dancing after high school?
Yeah, Mia and I are actually both going to Milwaukee for school, so I'm thinking about getting a job at a dance studio up there.
Well, congratulations. So this has been a life choice for you.
Yes.
What does it mean to be able to dance for so long?
I mean, it's really a blessing. It's just my whole life right now. It really is.
Wonderful. You guys have your recital coming up this weekend. It's Gerald Kaiser. It's going to be at the Quincy Community Theater. There's still tickets available. There are shows on Saturday at 7 and then Sunday at 2 and 7, but they need to go to the box office to get their tickets in advance and do it now because they're running out fast, correct? All right, well, that's enough from me. I'm going to let you guys take over and show us what you got. Thank you.
Heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair, she broke your throat, she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the
Your forecast for today, 60 degrees. Yes, that's how cool it's going to be as we head through this afternoon. Scattered showers, a few thunderstorms. Heavy rain is possible in a few isolated areas, so be careful. We could see some runoff today due to the ground being so hard and lack of rain for the past 4 weeks. Tonight, we drop back down to 46. We're going to have a few scattered showers as well. Cooler temperatures tomorrow, a nice warm up just in time for your weekend.
All right, 2 minutes from now, we have your Thursday morning news fix. Stay with us. Here is a live look into Midtown Quincy, thanks to the Wright Tempur-Pedic Sleep Center camera. Cloudy skies waking up on this Thursday.
Time now for your Thursday morning news fix. Police in Ontario, Canada are looking for a porn actor who's wanted in the gruesome homicide case. Authorities believe that Luca Rucco Mangato killed a man whose torso was found in a suitcase and in garbage. Behind Mangato's apartment, the victim's foot was mailed to the Conservative Party headquarters in Ottawa, and a mailed hand was headed for the Liberal Party. And international pressure is mounting on Syria's president to implement a United Nations peace plan and halt attacks on civilians. On Wednesday, UN monitors discovered 13 bodies apparently killed execution style. Syria blames terrorists for those killings.
A spike in short sales may be partly to blame for an increase in foreclosures in bank-owned homes in the first 3 months of this year. The foreclosure listing firm RealtyTrack says homes that sold for less than were owed on them increased 25% in the first quarter from a year before. The world's first commercial supply ship is ready to fly back to Earth from the International Space Station today. Astronauts sealed the hatch to the SpaceX Dragon capsule yesterday. It is now de-docked and is on its way back to Earth. It is loaded with 1,400 pounds of experiments and old equipment to return to NASA. The California-based SpaceX is the first private business to launch a spacecraft to the orbiting complex. It is due to splash down in the Pacific Ocean later this morning. Melissa?
Right now, we're following breaking news out of Wayland, Missouri, after a fire destroyed a building in the downtown area. We have confirmed with officials that the structure was abandoned at the time, so the fire is under investigation. A controversial large-scale hog farm in McDonough County has the green light to begin construction. According to the McDonough County Voice, the Illinois Department of Agriculture has approved plans for South Morgan Acres, a 3,500 hog facility located north of Blandonsville, just south of the Henderson County line. The Keokuk Municipal Airport is getting a big boost to enhance its runways. The U.S. Department of Transportation will provide a $2 million grant for runway improvements. Work on the project is scheduled to begin June 14th to mill down uneven surfaces on the more than 5,000-foot-long runway. And Sawyers Creek Family Fun Park in Hannibal will hit the national spotlight. Well, you've heard of the U.S. Open. Well, Sawyers Creek will be the site of the U.S. Pro Mini Golf Association's Missouri Open tournament. 35 invitations have been sent to pro mini golfers. It's scheduled for June. And today is the day to get your feline friend fixed at a low cost. The Quincy Humane Society is offering discounted cat spays and neuters for pet owners in Adams County and the surrounding area. The price includes vaccinations. For appointments and rates, contact the Quincy Humane Society. Tegan?
We're seeing a forecast that is finally bringing some much-needed rain to the tri-state area. In fact, already some embedded thunderstorms this morning for Scotland County, Clark County, even Hancock County. You guys saw some pretty heavy rain just near Carthage and heading eastward. Now, we are seeing those temperatures cooler today, 60 degrees this afternoon, and that's pretty much where those temperatures are going to be, kind of in the upper 50s to lower 60s, even making our way into this evening. It's going to be a very cool night ahead. 46 is our low. Our record low for this time of year was 42, so we're not going to be too far from that. 66 for your Friday. It's also June 1st. Not only are we ending the work week, but we're also kicking off a new month. 75 on Saturday, mostly sunny skies. 57 as we head into your Saturday night. And Sunday finally brings back the 80s and more seasonable temperatures as we head into next week. It does get a little bit warmer. 86 degrees Monday. We drop our lows back into the 60s for those evening hours. 85 Tuesday. More sunshine heading into the midweek next week. Now, Tuesday evening does bring a slight chance to see a few scattered showers across the region, but overall it looks like a pretty decent weekend. Also, even heading into next week, just watch those scattered showers today. Some of them could be heavy at times. Bring with it chance of the heavy rain and some runoff across the tri-state area as well, because the ground is so hard, not going to soak in right away, so some flash flooding is possible if it gets some big pockets of rain across the tri-state area. It'll just be chilly as we head into this evening. And on this cool morning, you might need to, pick up a cup of coffee. Well, of course, County Market Express has that for you, freshly brewed.
And on the wall, we're talking soda. New York's mayor has proposed banning larger than 16-ounce sugary drinks. This has to go to the health department's council first, but we've been getting a lot of comments all day. Ed Smith says, so what are you going to wash down those 2 double cheeseburgers and upsized fries down with? Soda is just a symptom of the disease. The mayor wants us to control obesity.
Sure.
You're the only one, you and Mayor Michael Bloomberg are the only two who agree with us, by the way.
Coming up on CBS This Morning, a look at the violent situation in Syria. Does the U.S. need to act? Find out from former Clinton and Obama Middle East aide Dennis Russ.
Also, fashion designer Tommy Hilfiger and actor Ethan Hawke starts right now on CBS This Morning.